Emostel.
Hi, this is Emmanuel Kadiri and you are welcome to Emostel Academy. In this new video, we will be discussing we will continue our discussion on simultaneous equation using the elimination method, right? And then this time around with an example that is a bit different from the previous one that we started with. So in this particular example, we still choose to eliminate y, but in this case we have plus and minus. We have different signs. The one we solved in the previous video have the same signs, minus and minus. Okay, but this time around we want to eliminate the same y and then choose to use, but in this case we have one plus and one minus. And then please, a special info. We do not only eliminate y. Sometimes we can choose to eliminate x. It doesn't matter. We are still going to get the same answer. So if you like, you choose to eliminate x. If you like, you choose to eliminate y. We'll still get the same result. It doesn't matter at all. Okay. So, but then in this case, we want to eliminate y so we can have a space for x. And then when we get x, we slot it back into the equation, then so that we can get the value for y. So let's see how it goes this time around. All right. So we have 4x plus y equals minus 6. Then x is equal to, x minus 3y equals minus 8. And then we want to find the value of x and y. All right. So the very first thing is, let us just label it. So this is equation 1, equation 2. So it's just easier for us to deal with. And then the next thing is that we identify the guy we choose to eliminate. So we want to eliminate y. Okay. So since we have chosen to eliminate y, the next step is that the coefficient of y in equation 2 multiply the whole of equation 1 with it. Okay, so the coefficient of y in equation 2 is 3. So we multiply everything here by 3. Okay, and then the coefficient of y in equation 1 is 1. So we multiply everything here by 1. You get that? So as it goes, 3 times 4x gives us 12x. All right, then 3 times y gives us 3y. Then is equal to 3 times 6, that is minus 18. Then this time around it becomes equation 3. 1 multiplies everything, still remains like to repeat itself. So 1 times x is 1x, and then 1 times minus 3y is minus 3y, and then is equal to 1 times minus 8 is minus 8, and then we regard this as our equation 4. Okay, now we have been able to achieve making both of them here to be the same. That is our aim. Okay, now our second aim is to be able to eliminate, since they are the same. So the next thing is we want to try and eliminate y. All right, so in the previous example we had it as a case where both of them were the same sign, minus and minus. But in this particular example we are having the two of them different signs, and the instruction says if the signs are the same, you will introduce minus. That is, you subtract equation 4 from equation 3. That is the second one from the first. But if the signs are different, okay, just introduce plus. We are introducing plus because that guy is not going to change anything. Plus times plus still remains plus. Plus times minus still remains minus. Plus times minus is plus. It doesn't change anything. Okay? But then that is what we want. We don't want anything to change because we already have what we want here. All right, what we want is that one of them should be negative and one of them should be positive, so that by the time we simplify, it will neutralize to 0. Remember what I said earlier in the previous video, that we say plus 3 minus 3, okay, equals 0. All right, plus 4y minus 3y is 0. If you say minus 8x plus 8x is still what? 0. The thing is just that when we have exactly the same number or the same term, and then their signs are different and they are meant to interact, okay, they will neutralize each other to become what? 0. So, and that is what we are trying to achieve here. We want to see a situation whereby this guy will just eliminate, it just neutralize to become 0. So it will give us an opportunity to find the value of x. You get our scope? All right, so we, so because this has already given us what we want, they are already Like one is plus, one is minus. That's all we wanted. So we don't want anything to change. And that is the reason why we introduced plus. Plus does not change anything. If it was minus we introduced, minus will change everything. This one that was positive before becomes negative. This one that was negative before becomes positive. This that was negative before becomes positive. And then, you know, so we already have what we want to introduce plus, and then, so simplify. Simplify into one equation, that is a single equation. And so doing that, okay, so it becomes 12x plus 12x, 12x plus x, because positive, positive, okay? I have 12x and I have x, so it becomes what? 13x. All right, now I am having 3y, but owing 3y. They will cancel out each other. So which means I'm neither having nor owing anymore, okay? Then minus 18, minus 18, which means I am owing 18 and I'm owing 8, sorry, minus 18 minus 8. So I'm owing 18 and I'm owing another 8. Altogether, it means I'm owing, okay, 26. All right? If you get it now, 8 plus 8 is 16. 6 remaining 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So if I was owing 18, I'm owing another 18. Altogether, that is adding up, I'm owing what? 26. Okay? Now, as it is, we have 13x is equal to minus 26. Then we want to find the value of x. To find the value of x, that is, we just want to take this one alone out of the stuff. So we divide both sides by 13. So we say 13x divided by 13 is equal to minus 26 divided by 13. All right, so cancelling this out, okay, so we have x is equal to, so plus divided by minus will give us minus. Take note, always go for the signs first. When you are multiplying or dividing, go for the signs first. Then before you deal with the numbers. Now 26 divided by 13, that will give you what? 2. Because you find 2 of 13 in 26, right? So at the end of the day, we have what? X is equal to minus 2. Now that we've been able to find the value of x, the next thing is to slot in this value into any of the equations available. All right, so we are going lower here now. So in this case, that is, we sub for x in any equation we like. Okay, let me say I want to choose equation 2. Substituting for x in equation 2, it means anywhere now that we know that the value of x is 2, so anywhere we see is minus 2, anywhere we see x, we slot minus 2 into it, okay? So we have equation 2 originally says, let me just use this place. Originally, equation 2 says x minus 3y is equal to minus 8, okay? So you slot in minus 2. So we have minus 2 minus 3y equals minus 8, all right? Now, you know, we care about what is in the front of it, not what is at the back. Okay, so minus 2, nothing is disturbing it, so you can just get it out of the shell. It still remains at minus 2 because we assume that there's an invisible positive outside. So plus times minus is minus, then 1 times 2 is 2. So we just assume that it's being multiplied by plus 1 or thereabouts. You get that? So this minus comes minus 3y, then it's equal to minus 8. All right. So we collect like terms. We bring terms that are alike. We bring them together. So we sustain minus 3y on this side. We take this to the other side, okay? So we have minus 3y is equal to minus 8. This is minus 2, okay? By the time it crosses to the other side, it becomes positive 2, all right? And so we have minus 3y is equal to, I'm owing 8 and I'm having 2. So if I pay the 2 that I have, I will still be owing 6, right? Then you divide both sides by minus 3. So we have minus 3y divided by minus 3 equals minus 6 divided by minus 3. So this cancels out with this, okay? So we have it as y is equal to minus divided by minus. Since they are the same sign, it becomes positive. So 6 divided by 3, we have 2. So which means that y is equal to 2 and x is equal to 2. Okay? So let us test run. Let's just test it. Okay? So we have finally, okay, x is equal to minus 2 and y is equal to 2. You get that? So let us just slot it into any of the equation and see whether we are going to get the results. Okay? So let's slot it into equation 1, for instance. Equation 1 says 4x plus y is equal to minus 6, right? So we already know now that x is 2. So just say 4, then minus 2. X is minus 2, sorry. Then plus y, which is 2. So it's equal to minus 6. 4 times minus 2, that is plus times minus gives us minus. 4 times 2 gives us 8. Okay? Then plus 2. Sorry. I want to assume that I did not know that it's equal to 6. Okay, so, right. So minus 8 plus 2 will be equal to, if I'm owing 8 and I have 2, then it means I'm still owing 6. So you get that, which is the same thing as what we have here. Okay, so if I want to slot it into any other equation, anyone, let's try equation 4, equation 3. Okay, so I'm just trying to test whether my answers are correct, and which you have seen in 2 cases, in one case rather. So now let's check, let's test it with equation 3. Equation 3 says 12x plus 3y, all right, is equal to minus 18. All right, so let's check whether it is going to be truly equal to minus 18 by slotting these values in. So this is 12. Instead of writing x, we put minus 2, then plus 3. Instead of writing y, we put what? 2. Okay, so 12, that's plus times minus is minus. 12 times 2 is 24. Then plus times plus is plus. 3 times 2 is 6. So if I'm owing 24, but I'm having 6, if I pay the 6 that I have, I'm still owing what? 18. And as you can see, our result is correct. So that's just how to deal with it. Are you feeling me? Now, one more test to go. In this test, we want to try to eliminate x instead of y. So we have the equation 4x plus y equals minus 6, and x minus 3y is equal to minus 8. Equation 1, equation 2. So this time around, we want to eliminate x. So previously we eliminated y. I want to just show you, I want to use this example to show you that even though you choose to eliminate x, you will still get the same answer. All right? You just be mindful of all the steps, and everything that I've explained earlier, and then apply them step after step. Follow all the algebraic rules. Okay? Multiply when you have to multiply. Consider the signs. Just be very careful of all the steps. If you do everything the way you're supposed to do it, everything goes smooth and you always get the correct answer. Guarantee. Mathematics does not lie. Mathematics is the most honest guy in creation. Mathematics is so honest. Okay, the moment you just, only that if you make a little mistake somewhere, everything is gone. But if you follow the rules, you always get the right results, no matter what. Okay? All right, so let's go. We have 4x plus y equals minus 6. So the rule says multiply using this elimination method. So we are meant to multiply, we have chosen to eliminate x now. So the coefficient of x in equation 1, we use it to multiply the equation 2. And the coefficient of x in equation 2, used to multiply everything in equation 1. So the coefficient of x in equation 1 here is 4. So multiply the whole of equation 2 by 4, the opposite equation. Then the coefficient of x here is 1. Multiply it by what? By 1, the opposite equation by 1. And so by so doing, 1 times everything here becomes everything here without wasting time. And let's label it as equation 3. Okay, 4 times here, 4 times x is what? 4x minus 4 times 3y, we have what? 12y is equal to 8 times 4 is 32. So we have minus 32. And then that is equation 4. Okay? So this gives us equation 4. So now, because the signs before, we've been able to achieve that equity, okay, which means we have 4x and 4x here, like we've been able to achieve that equality, okay, of 10. Now, the next thing is to attempt to eliminate it. Now, if I introduce plus here, instead of plus to kill it, it will increase more. So it will become 4x plus 4x, that is 8x. So it is a wrong idea to introduce plus. What do I introduce? I introduce minus, okay, so that it will die. So it becomes 4x minus 4x, and everything is fine, okay? But whatever sign I introduce does not only affect the term, it affects every other term too. Every other term in that equation, everything. Okay, so mathematics always obeys the law of equity. What you do to one side, you must do to the other side. You are very free in mathematics to just do one or two stunts just to achieve an aim. But in the process of your stunts, in the process of introducing your stunts, always make sure that whatever you introduce to one side, you introduce to all sides. If you follow that rule, you are fine. You get that? Good. So now, another reason why, if you don't want to see it as, okay, because I want to eliminate, just see it as from the angle of, okay, because the two signs are the same, positive, positive, you always introduce minus, according to that law. But if the signs are different, you introduce what? Plus. You get that? So, now, they are the same, positive, positive, you introduce minus just because you want to make the other one to be different from the first one, so you can easily eliminate them. But because you have done this, you must do it. You have introduced minus to eliminate this 4x. That minus must affect the other sides too. Okay. So now, minus times plus here is minus. Okay. Minus times minus here is what? Plus. We are working with these new changes now. Then minus times minus here is also what? Plus. Okay. So we are no longer working with the traditional signs. We are working with the new signs now, based on the fact that this guy called minus is a bad guy. It always changes the sign, any sign it comes across in the process of multiplication. Okay? So, but plus is a cool guy. It makes them, it just leaves them the way they are. Doesn't change anything. You get? So, now, as it is, so we have, this is now, the new situation here is minus, okay? No longer plus. So 4 minus 4x minus 4x is 0. So it neutralizes. Remember, this is 4x. Okay, so it's neutralized, and then plus 4 plus y means I'm having 1y, but I'm having also 12y. Altogether, I'm having 13y, positive 13y. I didn't write plus here because it's positive, okay? So if it is positive, there's no need. But if it is negative, you must write it. All right, so then it's equal to, then we have minus 6, okay? Minus 6 means I am owing 6. Plus 32 means I'm having 32. So if I pay my 6, like I'm owing 6 pencils, and then I have 32 pencils now. So if I pay out the 6 pencils that I owe, I will now be having what? 32. Okay, I will now be having 26. So we have 26, that is positive 26. Okay, good. So, you know our system, because I need to find the value of y, I can divide both sides by what? By 13. All right, I choose to divide both sides by 13. Well, let me just rewrite it so you don't get confused. Okay, divide both sides by 13, just because I need to get this y out. All right, it's one of those stunts you pull. You pull the stunts because, man, I need only y. I need to get rid of this 13. Fine. So when you divide this side by 13, yes, y will, 13 will truly go. It will remain only y. But then because you did it to this side, you must do it to the other side. Okay, so we have 13y divided by 13 is equal to 26 divided by 13. And at the end of the day, this cancels out. So we have y is equal to 2. because we have 2 of 13 in 26, okay? That is 26 divided by 13, we give you 2. So y equals to 2. All right, now that you have gotten y as 2, slot it into any of the equations to get the value of x, okay? So just say sub for y. Let's say any equation, whatever, any equation. Let's say equation 2. Okay, so equation 2 says x minus 3y is equal to minus 8. All right, so then you have x, okay? Then this y is 2 now. So you say 3 multiplied by 2 is equal to what? Minus 8. So we have x minus, this 3 times 2 is 6, okay? So we have x, plus times minus is minus, 3 times 2 is 6, then equal to minus 8. All right, so you take this 6 to the other side, so x alone can remain. So we have x is equal to minus 8. You repeat it, but this 6, you move it to the other side, it becomes positive. So that is x is equal to minus 8 plus 6. So minus 8 plus 6 means I am owing 8 but having 6. So it means if I pay the 6, I'm still owing 2. So finally, x is equal to minus 2. So at the end of the day, we still came back to get this result. X is minus 2 and y is 2. Wow! I believe you must have learned a lot already. So however we choose to do it, in as much as you remain true, we always get the result. It is one of the lessons of life. Stay true and you always get the right results. This is the end of simultaneous equation using the elimination method. I hope you've learned a lot, and then I'm going to see you in the next video where we talk about, where we discuss factorization and expansion. All right, see you there.